Good afternoon and welcome to the River Valley High School, where we're about to start off between the Nan Hua and Nanyang High Schools. It's the first event of the day in badminton, and a very interesting matchup. I'm going to tell you all about these young ladies and their route to the finals. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. It's a bright and sunny day in dear Singapore, as always. A bit humid, and let's not forget we won't have any wind draft, which means no fans, air conditioners or coolers, and the reason for that is, of course, there should be no wind draft for the birdie, which can be affected. So Nan Hua and Nanyang start off on a very equal footing. I will get you acquainted with the young ladies, and as I said, also the journey to this final stage. Now, what they're playing for is the championship. This is really where it's all at. It's the grand finale for these young ladies, and we are talking about the West Zone. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. Representing Nanyang, it is Si Ying Peng. And Si Ying has got a fairly good start in this game. It is Tsang Ai Jia, and you can go to go.gov.sg/NSG if you want to find out more. Support the games, well, support all these youngsters who really, put in so much of their effort into the game. There's a lot to expect from them. Really trying to keep it together, Nan Hua, but it is, of course, Nanyang that lead. Really right down to one key aspect. We are going to get into the interval, and it looks like it is Nanyang Girls High who are racing away with this lead. A few worries here for seeing not for seeing, but for Aitia of Nan Hua. She's hoping to get back into the game, but she's got a serve, which means winning the serve back could also instill a good bit of confidence for her. Remember, both these teams very prolific in their exploits and how they've got to this stage of the contest. And so that's the interval. Resume with the first game between Nanyang High School and Nan Hua. The girls really battling it out here, but it is Si Ying of Nanyang who's dominating proceedings as of now. She leads 12 points to 3. And some idea. Nan Hua. She has been asked a few questions by Si Ying, which she hasn't really been able to reply to. She's got the ability was to warm up. Using the clear shot there, the goals, and sometimes the net line shot for you. So 40 points to 3 is how the score stands currently, and that's a worthy shot. Just making sure that she could enjoy this match, just come away with a gentle enough finish. Tumbling net shot earlier from C, just giving her the advantage. Aiming for a drop shot. Backward drop shot sometimes can be flamboyant or can be just very simple and effective. Good move there from C. Body language, let's say, when she's close to the attack. No doubt about it. 8 points to 3. A few worrying times for kind of able to avoid that a couple of times, or at least make some shots as well. Talking about this time it is also who win the serve. Still we get 4 points. The mountain to climb, and that's exactly what she does best. First goes in for the drop, and then absolutely goes in for a really, really strong forehand drive. Or poor shot, and then another drop. And that's the first game for C. She wins 21-4 for Asia. Nan Hua. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes next in the second game. The youngster has got a very clear lead. And it's going to take a bit. It's been quite a joy to watch the very heavy. Well stage for C, who's back in and ready to go with her second game. It's an interesting start. Won her a few points. She's been fairly strong with her efforts in that area. Let's remind you once again that this, of course, is an initiative of the Singapore School Sports Council, SSSC, National School Girls Badminton, West Zone B Division World Championship. This is the final third and fourth place match is also being contested while we speak. But we have concerned with first and second finish. That's what our cameras are focused on. One of the very important bits to remember is your footwork. More importantly, your ability to the footwork and your hand position is so important. 8 points. That's so important how you actually use all the skills that you learn in probably that game. And just keeping that momentum going, or rather keeping the lead going, which is now just a point away from the victory. Oh, that's fine. Did not wait for too long. We just had to build control over that. Now it's 11-2. And seeing leads. Decent. Low margin. We could have the first game wrapped up rather quickly. As I said earlier, it's just about noticing the body language and, figure out exactly when the players are prepped up. IGR has been a few worrying moments, just really separating. Just very quickly also running back a very interesting bit. We resume after the interval and lovely shot there from my goal. Just enjoying drop shot. Pull the serve back. That's what you really needed. Player shot always the best, and then tumbling net shot. You want to employ that and then finish it with a killer move. So more power here to see she's now on to 12 points. I had a very interesting conversation with the captain of Nan Hua, and that's Tikai Singh. Was talking to her about, the game itself, what it means to them, and the fact that they've been playing, badminton for so many years. And we'll get to that in just a little bit, but while just return our focus and concentration to the game on hand, which is seeing of Nanyang really looking to overpower IGR. She's currently leading 15 points to 4. To running back through our results that we had for Nanyang Girls High School. They got to the finals after defeating Commonwealth Secondary School 5-0. And Nan Hua reached the finals after defeating River Valley High School 3-2. And River Valley and Commonwealth are contesting the third and fourth position. Just that forehand push and then that net drop. Always a great finish. If you can vary your shots, get your opponent to move around the court more. Having said that, if you can do the placement bit along with your ability to actually dance around your side of the court, it's just a double-edged sword for any player. That's what you call a net kill with more power than ever. She's now at match point, and it looks like the finish of the first game. Can IGR stall her? Absolutely not. A backcourt, well, drop shot, and she's done well. Straight wins to win 21-4. So Nanyang Girls High claim their first event. And that is so important. Remember, it's a best of 5 events. We've got 3 singles and 2 doubles, and the doubles will start off in just a little bit. But for the opening, it is Nanyang who will take the first event. Getting on to the doubles in just a little bit. And for the doubles, we'll get you acquainted with our ladies when they do come on board. Welcome back to the action right here at the River Valley High School, and it is Nan Hua who are locked in battle with Nanyang High School. Remember, it's a senior event for the girls. Currently on court for Nanyang, it is Wang Yishuan, who's wearing it's got the blue shoes with the orange laces. So Anthea Kwek and Lim Tsuwei are representing Nan Hua. Really looking to power that back, but just unable to get it within the line. Nan Hua holding fairly strong here. Winning the serve back, it's Nanyang. Well, they're really trying to keep it together. Just a few words there from the coach to Anthea Kwek and Sui, who are representing Nan Hua. Gentle enough serve. There from Shen earlier. And Nanyang girls lead by a single point. So that sailed out of the line, so no worries at all as Nan Hua fight back. Win serve, and they are 5 points each. Well, talk about quick movement, and absolutely smartly done there by Sui. Oh, just that gentle drop using the backhand. Absolutely brilliant move from the Nan Hua girls. And they're fighting strong. Currently lead by 2 points. Or just a little bit more force applied to that from Anthea Kwek. For the net kill early on. Oh, lovely return. Absolutely lovely return, and finally a finish coming in from Sui, who will serve for Nanyang. Well, this is turning out to be one exciting game. That's what you really want. Well, those rallies, decent forehand drives. Well, that sailed out of line, but it's not going to worry our young ladies too much. Nanyang hold just at 1 point edge, but it's been neck and neck. Oh, what an ability to return. The Nan Hua girls really doing well and stretching Sui as well to really put in her best. Fantastic work between the two girls. And the birdie has changed hands so many times. Just a sign there between Shen and Chloe. Well, trying to knock that back as hard as she could. Just a few worries here for Nan Hua. They've fallen 2 points behind. So into the interval, there's a 3-point gap between the young ladies. And the coach, of course, having a few words with the ladies to figure out what will transpire on court. Ishan and Chloe putting up a fight here. Right now it's going to be Sui to serve. Talk about just getting a bit of aggression into it. Anthea Kwek as well, along with her mate. It was Sui with the finish. So looking for the net kill is not always going to be easy, so just a few worries here, but Nan Hua now closing the gap. They're 11 points, while Nanyang at 12. Nan Hua still holding serve. So interesting turn of events, and things will certainly have changed around here in the last couple of minutes. Nanyang now resuming with that lead which they restored. Lighting it best as they could. And here, very exciting to watch both pairings on court. It's been a quick game. Lots of really improvised shot play. Really looking to knock that down as soon as she could. That's what she's done. Chloe Lim and Yishen. Top of the game here. Who will serve for Nan Hua High School. That's a lot of line, so the Nan Hua girls will hold on to serve. Well, if you thought this was going to be a walk in the park as the first match, you're absolutely wrong about that. Surrey can't believe the outcome. She's just trying to figure out the strategy and gameplay of the other girls, going in for the drop. And that means that they'll hold on to serve as they come up to 15 all. Nan Hua really fighting back as best as they can. Well, the teams have met before. It's been a very different outcome. Just trying to keep that together, just stretching that a little bit beyond the line. For gentle move. Korean Ishan. Just want to keep that really close. Lovely rally between the ladies. And a fine finish there. Just dominating those last two moves. Knew she was going to go in for the kill for Nanyang. Ishan and Chloe Lim putting in their best. Almost swatted that over the net. Surrey was looking for the net kill. Can be difficult at times like this. And their clear shots will just have to be so well timed. So Nanyang now lead 18 points to 16. Sign language in badminton, table tennis, and baseball can always be done away with by aggression from the opposite end, and it's Anthea with the finish for Nan Hua to win the serve back again. It's been a really tough game so far. A lovely return, but no reply this time around. Needed that smash to win the serve back, and that's exactly what the girls from Nanyang have done. Now it is 19-17. Beautiful play there from Surrey, but couldn't finally get to that one. Took them a bit of time to adjust. So it's game point for the Nanyang girls. And a chance here for Anthea Craig and Siwei of Nan Hua to get back into the action. Serving at 18 points, it's Anthea. Backward drop can always be deceptive. Tumbling that shot. Oh, it's worked in favor of Nanyang. Just a bit unfortunate here for Siwei. So, a terrific game actually. Excellent skill shown by both sides of the court. The Nanyang girls win it 21-18, and it was such an exciting turn of events as far as Nanyang are concerned. But this was a closely fought encounter that is so important. Visitors at go.gov.sg/NSG support all these youngsters in terms of, helping them get views and getting acquainted with the sports that they're involved with. Many of the girls that you see here today could very well one day be a part of the national team, wearing the country's colors on their sleeves. And some of them exceptionally good. I did catch the action with the Singapore Chinese girls High School, and they were absolutely fantastic, very professional play. We're looking here today at Nan Hua and Nanyang, also very, very professional play between the teams. They've got a good bit of focus, training and dedication, excellent coaches to work with, and schools that have supported them. Like this element of sport is so important in the long run in terms of character building and more importantly holistic development. So it's very interesting. Do stay with us as we continue. We move into the second game of the second event, which is the first doubles. I hope I got that math right and it didn't confuse you too much. I did mention that there's a bit of history between Nanyang and Nan Hua, and I will give you that bit. Let's not forget, in the prelims, it was an entirely different story because Nan Hua and Nanyang had met before. Start of the second game of the first doubles. So Nanyang actually in their quarterfinals defeated Hawaii Secondary School 5-0, Swiss Cottage Secondary School 5-0, and yes, defeated Nan Hua High School 5-0 in the quarterfinals. For Nan Hua, they defeated Swiss Cottage Secondary and Hawaii Secondary 5-0 respectively, but lost to Nanyang Girls High School 5-0. Now, Nan Hua, on the other hand, had to struggle a bit in the semi-finals, where they got past River Valley High 3-2, and River Valley, of course, the home school is currently battling Commonwealth Secondary School for the third and fourth position. As far as Nanyang Girls High School are concerned, they defeated Commonwealth Secondary School 5-0. They haven't lost a single game in the quarterfinals or semi-finals. So that's really a single match. But that's really quite an achievement. So currently the Nanyang girls lead 4 points to 1. Really looking for that finish. Chloe. Chloe and Yishang. Just getting a word from the coach about opening up the face of the racket, using it to slice rather than opening it up too much. Lovely shot there. A backhand finish. Net throw can be so important. It's got to be quick sometimes, and here's Anthea to serve for Nan Hua. Well, definitely a bit of communication between Anthea and Survey, but you don't see the fingers move too much. Oh, lovely finish. Really wanted to power that smash in, and that's what she's done, a jumping smash from the Nanyang youngster. The two can play at that game, but it's all about getting it within the line, so Nanyang get another point. So we're just trying a level best to end the rally before it starts. And few worries here for Anthea. So Nanyang do 7 points to 4. Watching the birdie and the part of the distance it actually travels, so important, especially when you let it go when it's out. A lovely return. Absolutely no reply there. Yishang and Chloe, they've been so impressive for Nanyang. Not taking anything away from their Nan Hua opponents, who have also been stellar, especially the return of serve from Survey and Anthea, the return of shots, especially smashes. That's exactly what I mean. Fantastic returns there. So Survey does well, just to fight back against the killer moves of the Nanyang girls. They're using the net drop, or more importantly, tumbling shot or the spinning shot, that has so much of power behind it. So here we are, Nan Hua 8 points. Oh, lovely drop shot. Absolutely fantastic. Well, tumbling shot there at the net. Absolutely fantastic play from the Nanyang girls. Could this be the interval? Let's find out in just a little bit. The Nanyang girls do believe too can play at this game. They're staying in it. Well, I have to say, regardless of which of these, fabulous young girls on the court claim the spoils, it's been such a fantastic match up till now. So going into the interval for the second time with the lead, it's the young ladies of Nanyang Girls High School, and they lead by just a narrow margin. But keep in mind the fact that this game is crucial now for Nan Hua, because they've got to fight back to stay in the contest as far as this match is concerned. If they succumb to the powers of the opponent, then they of course will have given Nanyang a 2-0 lead. Remember, best of 5, you're required to win 3 events to claim the championship. This of course is the Singapore School Sports Council's initiative, the SSSC, and we are currently at River Valley High School getting a view of the National School Games Badminton West Zone B Division Girls Championship. So let me repeat that for you. West Zone B Division Girls Championship. This is the final, and the 3rd and 4th place position between Commonwealth and River Valley High School is happening on a nearby court. So we get into we resume the second game of the first doubles between the schools, and as it currently stands, it certainly looks like it's going to be a bit of a tough ask here for either to claim it for the time being. So way to serve. Lim and Ishan, who just have the ability to make it as hard as possible. The height advantage is giving them a tad bit of luck. Well, you can either employ the net kill or the net to kill you, and that's what happens in some shots when it fails to travel across into the opponent's court. So Nanyang Girls High on 13. Lovely shot there, second time around, but couldn't really retain that momentum. Chloe Lim and Ishan. Kept it right within the line to win serve back. Talk about a fine finish, and as long as you can hit those areas just within the boundary. And that's exactly what she was intending to do, but just dragged that shot a bit too much. Chloe Lim. Had a few worries with that smash in the last few shots. It's just about getting the composure back again. Badminton, very strong game of temperament, and it's just like in table tennis, of course, it's your reflexes. In tennis itself, it's your reflexes, stamina, and your ability, your accuracy. But in badminton, there's a lot more that rides than that. Remember, the birdie can travel up to speeds of 300 kilometers. That's probably a speed that race car drivers wouldn't venture into, for fear of setting the road and the town ablaze. So there have been tests done in the past with those kind of speeds. So really trying her best to knock that through, but Nan Hua now gained the lead. It's Anthea to serve, and she leads. They lead by 1 point. Looking for the finish, and they want serve back and pull level on points. Nanyang Girls High. Want to make fast work of what you're doing, just follow Siwei. She's been fairly impressive. and really putting up a fight. And this is what you want to see in a matchup. It never has to be one-sided. So Nan Hua now lead by 2 points, and impressive so far from the young girls. The way they progressed, they almost got that through, but this time it was Yishan to rule supreme. Nan Hua goes high. Yishan employee know that they want to knock that birdie back down. That's what they've done. It's been very impressive. Actually, put them in a fight here. And that's going to be the first game point for Nan Hua. Can they hold them? No, remember, on both sides of the net like to finish the serve as soon as possible. We'll just have to wait onwards. And then goes high, not letting go of this. Match point for Nan Hua. That's pretty much it. So it's 1 game all. Nothing to be worried about. It's been a fantastic fight between the ladies, and this is what you want to see. If you wanted a thrill of a game, you've come to the right place. So Nan Hua win the second game 21-19. Well, it's so close. If you look at the first finish, it was 21-18. So 21-18 the first game was won by the Nanyang girls, and then 21-19 the second game was claimed by Nan Hua. That shows you just how closely matched well these young ladies are. It's been a thrill of the game. It's been exciting, and I'm going to keep it a bit quiet when the coaches get their words in for the players, and we'll resume when the ladies get back to the court. Stay with us at the So you were expecting a crackerjack of a game? You've come to the right place. Oh, what a match we're having right here on the court before us between Chloe Lim and Yishan for Nanyang, and Thea Kwek and Suwei for Nan Hua. Nanyang girls lead 1-0 in the third and final match. Quick return to composure, and she's so excited about that. Chloe Lim and Yishan. Just to remind you, well, my name is Glenn Mascarenas. I'm covering the action right here at the River Valley High School. Just been blessed to have the opportunity to actually watch a lot of these youngsters in action at various schools, just to see the amount of dedication and focus they put in. But without a word of lie, I have to be honest. Oh, lovely net drop there. Lovely net drop. This is probably one of the most exciting of the games that I have watched. It's an entirely closely fought encounter. Extreme skill, lovely returns, lovely finishes. Valante just succumbing to the second time around.
And that's probably what the coach is just having a word with the Nan Hua High girls, telling them anything you toss up, those young ladies are going to finish it. And that's where he was coming from. You want to try and finish it earlier. Use the tumbling net shot. Don't go in for those defensive player shots. This can be extremely detrimental. So Nanyang goes now comfortably with a 6 point score and a 4-point lead for Nan Hua. Great. Absolutely marvelous rally. That's a 10-on-10 there. And what a finish by the Nan Hua girls. Delightful rally put up here by our athletes. So that's 3 points now for Nan Hua. They hope so. Well, just a few on-post errors, and those could be your undoing, but there haven't been too many from Nan Hua. Having said that, the Nanyang girls now with 7 points. Just looking for that killer move. Chloe Lim and Yi Sheng just, well, they've got the height advantage. They've also got, well, the power to knock it down. And remember, height in this sport will always give you a better angle as long as you can, well, control the face of your racket, whether you want to slice it or whether you want to keep an open face or angle it down just a bit towards your left, but that height is always a great factor to control. And that's just within the line. So, well, the sun just shining brightly on the Nanyang girls' high side of the court. Stand off in a very confident manner in this third and final game. Remember, it's the match decider, this game. After both sides claimed one each, it started with Yi Sheng and Chloe Lim winning the first game 21-18. Then the return from Nan Hua, where they won the second game 21-19. They're fighting back, not willing to give up. Fabulous athletes, all 4 young ladies on the court. Did get a chance to watch them warming up and was talking to them. Both schools actually spend 3 days a week in training, 3 hours a day. So that's 9 hours. Now 10-6. Will this be amazed at the drives between these young ladies. Well, just a tad small unforced error at the end. Very disappointed with that move was Anthea. Anthea and Surrey have really put in fantastic effort here. But it is those from Nanyang will take the lead into the interval. And the second part is so crucial to find out who comes away with the win. A few nerves here for the girls, especially the girls from Nanyang. They know what means to them. They want to level the events 1-1 after having lost the first singles to Nanyang. We will get back to the action in just a little bit, but the girls walk back onto court. Just a reminder that we are the River Valley High School. You do know what the contest is. If you don't, that will refresh your memory just a little bit. Let's very quickly tell you a bit about our coaches. We haven't really given them their due. And for Nanyang, of course, the coach that you do see with the blue shorts and the green and blue t-shirt, well, that's Huang Chao. He's been an ex-national player, been with the team with Nanyang for about 5 or 6 years. And for Nan Hua, the lad with the cap that you're looking at right behind Nan Hua with the, I hate saying brands, but you just have to. Badminton, isn't it? Yoni, actually, just synonymous with badminton. So you do have the coach with the cap sitting right behind the Nan Hua girls, and that's Coach Heo Chualong. He's been with the team since 10 years, has watched most of these girls, including Siwei and Anthea, actually develop from the primary period, which is where he's been coaching them for that long. That's why that understanding of a tumbling net shot aided by the net is always probably the biggest killer. Doesn't happen to you all the time. Just a bit of luck. The Nanyang girls high. Ladies currently on 13 points. A lovely drive there, but unable to back it up. Kerry Lim and Yisheng facing a few worries, and it's now Anthea to serve for Nan Hua High. On 9 points. Oh, lovely drop and a return. That spinning drop is something that you desire, but you will not always get it. And this is exactly what I've been saying. How often in a game do you get to see both sides of the court with fabulous net play, returns, great drop shots, and that could have been an absolutely phenomenal aggressive finish. Siwei just knocking it out of the line, so 4 points behind still is Nan Hua. Oh, lovely play. Absolutely brilliant play from the Nanyang girls. They backed each other up absolutely well. So now a 5-point lead. So important now for Nan Hua to get back into the reckoning. And that's exactly what Siwei will ensure. What I do like about the coaches is, in spite of the high amount of, well, tension, I'd say, or stress to, win the championship. Both the two coaches are actually cool as cucumbers. They're very, very gentle with the ladies. I'm sure they're disciplined when it comes to training sessions, but really taking the pressure off the young ladies, and that is so important. But watching them converse with these ladies, and that's what you want with the younger generation. You want to be a guide rather than a disciplinarian, especially when you're a coach at an event. Usually long backhand, throwing a bit of spin to that Siwei. Fantastic was that. Absolutely marvelous play. We don't see too much of spin endorsed in the shots. Happens once in a while. I used to be fascinated by the spin game created by the Sidek brothers, Cheliani Sidek and his band of merry men. The game was banned after a while because the International Badminton Federation, the authorities believed that it was a disadvantage for players who didn't spin. Actually would swing the game in favor of those who mastered those spin moves. But it was so exciting. A new creation in badminton. Oh, just about got that right. Just about got that right. A few millimeters above, and it was scaled over for Anthea. So currently Nanyang girls high lead 19-13. Let's make that 19-14. And this is where the nerves really count when you're approaching match point. That's when the nerves are at their weakest. You really need to calm yourself. Nan Hua has been playing a natural game. Very impressive. Oh, what a finish. What an absolutely marvelous finish. Talk about killer moves, and Kerry Lim have excelled at them. As for Anthea and Siwei, it's been all about those returns and the balanced play. Oh, and that's, well, just that last move, but well earned. Absolutely well earned. What a finish it has been. And what a terrific game. As I said, a crackerjack of a match. Fantastic performance here put up by both sides of the fence. by Anthea Kwek and Siwei, and by the winners as well, Nanyang, Chloe Lim and Ishen. If you came for a game expecting a great game here, you certainly got it. So it's ended 21-18, 19-21 and 21-14. So 2 events have been won by Nanyang, and they lead 2 events to love. Remember, we're going to get into our second singles, which is also the 3rd event of the day. And this is a very, very crucial one, because remember, if Nanyang win it, they will claim the championship. We will play the last 2 events out, as is mandatory. But if Nanyang want to stay in it, they will have to win this singles. So in this singles matchup, it's going to be Grace Tan of Nanyang Girls, and she faces off with Chai Aimin of Nan Hua. So get ready for our 3rd event between Nanyang High School and Nan Hua High School, and it is Nanyang Girls High School represented by Grace Tan. She's in the black shorts and the maroonish, mauvish, purplish shirt. Mauve with the West Church of color. On the other hand, of course, Grace Tan is, for Nanyang, she's in white, yellow and blue. And for Nan Hua, it's Chai Aimin. Aimin is wearing a purplish t-shirt, which is the uniform. Oh, what a fantastic move there. Absolutely fine start for Grace Tan. She leads 1 point to 1. I'm just going to give you a few bits and bobs on Nanyang. I was actually talking to the captain a while back and asking her as to who their star player was. And she said Grace Tan. She said she's absolutely fantastic to watch. They all do look up to her and sometimes discuss shot selection with her. Very experienced, puts in extra hours into her practice. Really is the key. This is going to be very important for Aimin to really read her opponent, be able to counter her moves. You don't want to serve it up too high for Grace Tan. Oh, lovely drop. Absolutely fantastic drop from her. She leads 5 points to love. Likes to serve it really high and then change the complexity of the game by full return to the shot being extremely low. Likes to keep the birdie almost horizontally perfect so important. And it's the first time over. It's the first time around, sorry, that she's lost the serve, so serving 1.6. Time in Nan Hua. Lovely drop from her second time around, and Basin able to return that serve. How key is it? You've got to read your opponent's game. That's really what you want to do. So 2 to 3 hours is, how much Nanyang actually spend in a week on practice. 6 to 9 hours. Oh, lovely run being played in between the legs. And Ayman finally sucking into the rhythm, and that's so good for her. Nice backhand return, tumbling that shot. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful play where she has really dominated most of the aggressive shots. Just a slight tumble for Ayman, and one matter she gets back up and about. It is still a 9-2 scoreline. Pakistan is holding it. Now couldn't react to that in time. Ayman wins the serve back again. She's on 3 points. Just likes to flight it up nice and easy. Backcourt drop will always be my favorite shot, but it's all about utilizing it at the right time, changing the pace of the game, changing the entire momentum. Always favored, and wonderfully done as she gets into the break start, mixing it up first with the backcourt drop, then of course smash as she leads 11 points to 3. Ayman just getting a few words from her coach, and I shan't disturb them. I shall let them converse peacefully before I get back. Resumed with Pakistan still in the lead. Here's Ayman giving her a real run for her money, and that was just going to be a bit tough to reach. But one of the most important bits that players always are mindful of is just that ability to use a clear shot or a forehand driver. That's a fantastic move. You read that very well. So Ayman now on 4 points. She battles it out. Battle rages on, and it's been wisely left, I would have said, till it bounced within. So Ayman just facing a few worries. She's on 5 points, Pakistan on 16. Oh, what a finish. That is... that's an aggressive and confident net kill. You don't want to see that too often. Sometimes you just serve it up for players and you're at a distance. Well, it's so important for a player to gauge actually the opponent's distance. And Hyman just left a couple of shots to actually land it within the line. Could have a look back at that for the next game. And this time it's Hyman who gets it within the line of play. She serves at 6 points. This is on 18 for Nanyang. Both these players, wonderful athletes, and you're seeing flashes of brilliance there from Hyman as well. And that's been so important. So absolutely wonderful play. And that's what you really want. So 19 points. Queenstown leads. So 8-19, the time in, who will still give it her all. Game point is what we have Queenstown of Nanyang Girls High at. She leads 20-8. So that's the first game, 21-8 for Grace Thun, as she leads her opponent, and left to be seen how Hyman comes back in the second to fight this out. So 21-8 is the scoreline of the first game. We shall get into the second game in just a little bit. Do go to go.gov.sg/NSG if you want any information. I must remind you that just in case you really do have the time and you want to find out a bit more about sports, go to activesg.com. And as far as the NSG site is concerned, well, this is where you get a chance to encourage all these youngsters to go on to further their skills, to really develop. Remember, sport is such an integral part of life, and if you're as much of a fanatic as I am about sports, or as daft about sports as I am, you will stick with it all the time. So I would suggest you really want to get in there, support these youngsters, get a view of the games, increase the views, try and catch them at events. I know during this situation it's not easy, but things will get better, things will lift, and we'll have massive audiences back again. Having said that, it's back to the action right here at the River Valley High School, where Queenstown of Nanyang and Hyman of Nan Hua are locked in battle. So 1-all. Not for too long, it's Hyman who will win that serve. This time it's Ayman who's developing a healthy lead. Also will just adjust her shots as she stays on court. A few words of advice from the coach. Nanyang coach does know that he's just going for a moment. He's struggling a little bit in this part of the game. Don't know whether it's a change of skills. I don't know how it works. I've never really figured it out all my life in that sport. It's always very important to know that the change of side sometimes affects players, sometimes it doesn't. You always notice that when a player gets on a particular side of the court, they tend to win their games. Some players, it just doesn't matter. You also have to figure out whether it's the lights, it's facing the color of the wall of the screen in front of them. So she's fighting back. This time she's on 3 points now. And Ayman is on 6. Both fabulous athletes to watch. Remember, this is the 3rd event. It's also the 2nd singles of the day. After this, we shall have another doubles encounter. The winner of this, well, that's what's going to be the decider of the championship. If Grace Tan can win it for Nanyang, she's the championship event. We will play out the last 2 games, which is mandatory, but if it's Ayman who wins it, she keeps Nan Hua in the running for the contest. She's still holding on to serve at A3. Favorite shot was Grace. Leave it to let go. Lovely lob and then lovely placement. Absolutely wonderful move by Grace Tan. She's fighting back in this game. In the first game, it was just Ayman who took a bit of time to push past her shaky nerves, found her rhythm quickly enough. This is turning out to be a more closely fought battle, currently on 5 points. It's Grace Tan of Nanyang, and then it's Nan Hua on 8. Almost does it. Then we're aiming to use the net as an element and to scale the birdie just past it. It's really a 50-50 situation sometimes, because a slight drop in the height of the birdie and that's pretty much goes against you. Back to Ayman, who leads by 2 points. An interesting turn of events. We wanted to see a contest, and that's exactly what we're getting a view of. She's still outside. Getting a view a while back from the advice viewpoint actually, and just to kind of work with the judges, not to clap, and it actually goes back a long way in time towards the root of the movement itself. It becomes difficult for players to concentrate. When you do have judges clapping, and it can be a massive change So here it is, the first interval, or the second interval actually of the game. We had the first one where we did have an entirely different point tally, but this time it's the goal from Nan Hua who's got just that slight advantage, and she's fighting hard to win this game. So we have started back with the girls, now a level on points, and Gracetown fighting back. I mean, of course, did hold a slight advantage for a bit, but now it's 11-all. Lovely drive there, looking for the drop earlier. It was Gracetown, but this time decides to go in for the jumping smash. The defensive lob, if you are an experienced player, well, it just comes easy peasy. But if you're not, it really takes a bit of time to master. Get the clear shot right. All your other shots will start falling in place over a period of time. So right now Gracetown leads 12 points to 11. As I said earlier, this of course is the Badminton Championship. It's the B Division West Girls Championship in the National School Games 2021. Just a point of reflection in the previous result for Ayman. Wasn't too happy about her return. Oh, did pack in a good bit of power into that. Lovely, lovely backhand kill. Just wanted to finish that off as soon as possible. Got the angle right. She's got the skill and the ability to fight for it, but she led comfortably. Was leading about 6-0 to begin with. Now the table's just turning slightly, and it's Gracetown of Nanyang giving her the fight, and in the lead as well. Oh, lovely placement! Absolutely wonderful placement. You want to go cross court, especially with your, with your drop shots, and if you can do that, so impressive. So, 14 points to 12. Gracetown serves for Nanyang Girls High. An unusually high lift to serve. Don't see that too often. Just buys her enough of time to plan, well, the finish or the execution of the next shot. Well, deceptive there. Going for net play earlier, but dominating. Well, that quick rally was Gracetown. 15 points now to her. I did mention that the schools met in the quarterfinal stage, and it was Nanyang who won it 5-0. Just taking her time to get a composure back was Ayman. Want to put on a thinking cap to get it right. Just pushing the opponent back as and when she can. That's what Gracetown has been doing, and this time it's Ayman. Gets the angle right. Just gets a perfect finish. Just a bit of fatigue setting in for her. And it's probably the heat more than anything else. No, put that beyond the line, so it's a bit unfortunate. It is Grace Tan who will resume with her serve, and she's on 17 points. Oh, lovely drop there, and what a return. That reply, absolutely fantastic from Grace Tan. I've been posing the question, Grace Tan with the reply. I was just getting that angle of the racket wrong for that shot. Needed to push that back over, tried to keep the birdie down. So 19 points and looking strong now. Don't forget Iman is still close behind. Doesn't get that within the line, but it's match point for Grace Tan. So 116 points. And giving her a fight for her money. It's, sorry, a fight for the glory, I'd say. There is no money in this. Just get so used to saying it, and there it is. Another match in favor of Nanyang, and it's Grace Tan who defeats her opponent, well, 21-8, 21-16. The second game, it started off with Chai Iman, who looked like she was actually going to race away with the win. Just a bit of fatigue setting in for her, but both athletes are fantastic. They've displayed great skill on the court, and it's been quite a delight. So 3 events and the championship in the bag for Nanyang High School. So 21-8, 21-16, that was the last game, and winning the first 3 events gives them the championship, which means now it will be Nan Hua who play for pride in the last 2 events, which is the doubles and the last singles matchup. The current doubles matchup will be played between Jasmine Chu and Tan Wan Shin of Nanyang, and for Nan Hua it's Thi Kai Shin, the captain, and Taeyeon, who is her partner. Thi Kai Shin is the captain of Nan Hua. She's the young lady with the brighter blue shoes. We'll have a conversation with her. For Nanyang, it's Jasmine Chu and Tan Wan Shin. Wan Shin is the girl with the blue and the pink Asics. That's Wan Shin. And Jasmine Chu has the blue and green shoes. Well, I'm sorry I'm using these identifiers, but if I didn't, neither you nor me would be able to figure out who the girls were, though I did have a chance to talk to quite a few of them earlier. Identifiers so important in any sport. So we've had 3 exciting events, and just to remind you, it has been Nanyang Girls School who actually won all 3 events. 2-0, 2-1, 2-0. So you need to win 3 events because it's a best of 5. So they have won the championship. And if you're asking me as to what championship, this is the National School Games Badminton West Zone B Division Girls Championship. And this is the final event. So Nanyang Girls High School winning the championship. And in second place it will be Nan Hua High, but the girls of Nan Hua now will be playing for pride. And it's interesting to see what they can come up with. It's been a fantastic game, and just as I said earlier, the doubles match that we saw here today is one of the best that I have seen in all the sports events that I've been witness to in the 2021 National School Games. And that was the game between Ishen and Chloe Lim on one side for Nanyang, and Anthea Kwek and Lim Soo Wei of Nan Hua on the other end. So on to our second doubles event. Jasmine Chu and Tan Wen Shin of Nanyang will be well battled by Ko Pei An and Thi Kai Shin. Kai Shin is the captain of Nan Hua. Start there from the ladies. Thi Kai Shin with the serve. Lovely return earlier by Pei An. Just using a bit of power, and good return of serve earlier from Jasmine Chu, but Wen Shin unable to just return that entirely. Oh, sorry, it was Jasmine Chu was unable to return that entirely. Oh, what a finish. Thi Kai Shin, lovely drop from her. So Nan Hua lead 4 points. 2-1. And that's what you call a killer move. Fine finish and a total swat. So Wen Shin does well to hold on to serve. And Jasmine unable to keep that birdie within the line of play. Girls from Nan Hua won't complain. Who needed that finish, and she's redeemed herself well. That's what you call a quick forehand net kill. So keep your eyes on the game for that. So closing in and reducing that lead. It's now 5 for Nanyang. 7-5. Oh, lovely shot. And then cross court, and that's a fine finish from Jasmine Chu. The Nan Hua girls started well, just had a few worries here. The pair from Nanyang just settled into their natural game, and it's tending to be one that incorporates a good bit of speed. And they rely on the smash up and put it to good use. Jasmine Chu unable to scale the net, which means Nan Hua will get the serve, and it's a high time to do. So Pei An will take the serve, but the captain backing off. And the net does favor the lucky one sometimes. So here's Jasmine the serve. Strategy between her and her partner. As soon as possible, and not get into too many rallies. That's what Jasmine Chu and Wen Shin have been aiming for, with a girls from Nan Hua. They've also got their plan in mind. Just looking to drive that through, but sometimes the forehand, well, depending on at what height you return the birdie, can be a very lovely drop. Second time around, but this time it works against us. So Nanyang Girls High do get the lead as they lead 11 points to 9 over Nan Hua. Stay with us as the action continues right here at the River Valley High School. It's the fourth event between Nanyang High School and Nan Hua High School, and this is the second doubles of the day. Give the Nanyang girls just a little bit of height on the birdie, and they'll see that it doesn't rise again. It's really so important to read that game, and Nan Hua, of course, the girls, both Tikaishin and Payan do have a very balanced game. It's just about settling down a little bit. Started off well. It's about those counter shots and whether you're able to really power them, and this is where she's had just a few worries with that move, Tikaishin. And that's very well. One that did bounce out, the umpire just reconfirming with the judges. So Nanyang still hold on to the lead, and unfortunately therefore Payan failed to scale the net with a serve, and she's handed it back to the Nanyang girls, and she's just had a bit much. Tikaishin with a really hard and fast drive. Uses a gentle flick with its serve, becomes a bit difficult for the opponent to gauge the return. She's done well for most part actually today, the captain of Nan Hua. And for Nanyang right now, there's Vanshin with the serve. Here's Vanshin again. Very good effort, and it's paid out. Well, Payan really working in that rally, gauged the shots well, controlled that rally pretty well. Now on 12 points. Well, that's some fantastic play you're looking at. Excellent rally being played out here, and it is the Nan Hua girls who win it. Tikaishin just putting paid there to those efforts from Jasmine earlier. So game point for Nanyang. They do win the first game 21-13. Don't forget that this is, well, a battle between two very, very well-trained pairs. So do stay with us as the action continues, and this is the part where we give the coaches just a bit of time so we don't interrupt them while they impart a bit of advice to their players and athletes. So we have resumed with the second game between the doubles pairings. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's Jasmine Chu and Tan Wan Chun playing for Nanyang, and for Nan Hua it's Thi Kai Shin and Kopian. It's Jasmine to serve. She's a sprightly young lady. There's just a slight bit of a difference in the game between these young girls. The Nanyang ladies in front of us on the court tend to be very quick, rely more on a speed game, while the Nan Hua girls, who are also quick, rely a bit more on a balance, especially Captain Thi Kai Shin. She loves those drop shots. So here it currently stands at Nanyang girls still lead by 5 points, Nan Hua on 1. Well, we want to pack in the power, and Thi Kai Shin, she's got those confident shots that she can harness every now and then. Just going to go in for a change of the birdie. Remember the wear and tear that steps in. Well, always grew up calling it a shuttlecock. And recently one of the other commentators had the most odd joke for me. He said, "What's the common thread between golf and badminton?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "It's all about birdies." And that's so true. It's not just about making the fun. So here it is. Control of this birdie in badminton is so important. So Nan Hua fighting back. They're 3 points away now, and it's one Pei under the serve. That's a very smart serve. Going for to either set it up again for the server or to finish it. You see that all the time. You see it in table tennis because it's so deceptive under the table. You can never tell. Badminton, it has to be behind the back, and in baseball it's normally the catcher who will have pretty much a lot to say to the lad or the pitcher, the lad in charge of pitching the ball. So In all games you do have it. Having said that, Nanyang Girls High have moved into the interval 11-5. It's been a very smooth journey getting into the interval. And it looks like they are intending to make a clean sweep of the event. That's the interesting part. We will find out what transpires as Thikaishin and Peyan get onto court from Nan Hua. And do they have a reply to the young girls of Nanyang, which is Jasmine Chu and Tan Chin? So we resumed at 11-5, and Jasmine and Tan Chin just stretching that by another point. Very crucially for the Nan Hua girls to fight back, because do keep in mind the fact that if they lose this game, they will have lost the match, because the Nanyang girls have already claimed one. And a lovely drop there, nice pickup from Thikaishin, and that finish from Tan Chin. I have to say one thing. Well, you look at the doubles pairings, that we did have a very strong competition put up earlier, where Anthea and Surey of Nan Hua fought strong against Chloe and Yushen of Nanyang. Such an amazing game. Well, in this game, just get the feeling, oh boy, look at that power exerted sometimes, and these young girls, they're such a good doubles pairing. Jasmine Chu and Tan Chin. It's almost like, you know, the two sides of the same player. Possesses similar kind of shots, great understanding, similar height as well, and really that's so key. So it's just taken aback by that shot. Just came a bit too close for her, but it's 8-14. And Nan Hua fighting to stay in this game. That's sailed out, so it's over to the Nanyang girls, who will serve at 15, and it's Chin who will do the honors. Very impressive play from the young ladies. Very, very impressive. I hope you've been delighted as much as I have by watching some real fabulous skill put on display today. So they still hold on to serve, and it's Jasmine Chu who will take the serve this time. Already powered return there from Peyan. She's been silent for quite a bit. But along with the captain, here's Thikaishin now to serve for Nan Hua. And I was just talking about how these two young ladies, Jasmine and Chin, almost seem like two sides of the same player. And that's really what doubles partners should be about. And you don't see that too often. And just to draw an inference or an analogy, you do remember in tennis there used to be the Woodies, as in Mark Woodford and Woodbridge, if I'm not mistaken. But it's all about that understanding, and those lads were like brothers, almost like twins when it came to watching them on the court. And I meant by understanding and playing style. So this is turning out to be a very, very interesting encounter. It's now 12-19. Higaishin to serve for Nan Hua, and she and her partner Pean. A long way to go. Well, that's just turned into a mountain from a climb. So it's a mountain climb this time. We're looking at match point for Nanyang. Just a slight nerves when you want to get the job finished. Pean will serve. Nan Hua on 13. And that's pretty much it. So the Nanyang girls high, the pairing of Jasmine Chu and Pean and Wenchin. Jasmine Chu and Wenchin put on a fantastic performance to win it 21-13, 21-13. That's very impressive if you look at the scoreline. They won both games by the same scoreline. Good effort put up by Higaishin and Ko Pean of Nan Hua. They've also been delightful to watch. Started off well in the second game, but just lost their way through, and it was the Nanyang girls to overpower them. So 4 events have been won by Nanyang High School. Let's remind you to, I'm not even going to say find us, I'm going to say please go to go.gov.sg/NSG for more information on this event. Go to activesg.com, get involved in the activities, look at the bountiful information that's available there. You don't have to go and Google everything possible to get, you know, smart bits of information. ActiveSG is really providing them. I'm not just saying that because, you know, this is home, but I'm saying that because I absolutely have been following a lot of the activities on it. And all our youngsters, especially those involved at the primary, secondary or JC levels, support them. Get out there and support them. Show them some love. If you can't, you know, do it at events because of the current situation, log on and catch the videos on Facebook, on YouTube, become a follower of, or, you know, register with the sites that support school activities, but be a part of it, and that's really what will make a difference to support these young girls. I've had very interesting conversations with a lot of them, some in primary, even the lads, some in secondary, and so insightful to know that it's not just about Generation Z being, you know, attached to screens and devices, but it's their level of intelligence and understanding. And I've had really mature, delightful conversations with most of these girls who've spoken about why they've chosen badminton, the strategy involved, the grace of the game, the fact that it's in badminton you do have some sort of difference as compared to other games, and how you can actually you know, really empower all sorts of decision-making skills, learning your opponent, and how it can help build character. So it's been a good ride for me, and I've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed us covering the game, the sport. We're down to our last event of the day, and it's Yiling, or Chua Yiling of Nanyang, who faces off with Ko Hao-won. Hao-won is representing Nan Hua, and we really are down to our last event of the day. It's been a very exciting time for us. We do hope you've enjoyed every minute. Of it, and we do get over to the final event. So into our last event of, well, the day, and the matchup between Nan Hua High and Nanyang Girls High. Just as our umpire watched that earlier, it's Ko Hao-won for Nan Hua, and representing Nanyang, it's Chua Yiling. Yiling Healing is the vice captain. Of the Nanyang team. Yingyi is the captain. We didn't see her in action earlier. Talk about using a drop at the right time, and that's exactly what she does. So start well. Healing to start off. About a powered shot, and she's done well. Oh, lovely return there from Healing. Been able to counter most of those moves. And talk about not giving up. Does apologize for the tumbling net shot, which has done well. 4-all now. The girls are locked in battle here. It's a win of Nan Hua for Nanyang. It's Healing. She's done well. Just about psyching herself up a little bit is the youngster from Nan Hua, Owen. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic play from her. Absolutely fantastic play. She's using just a good amount of placement. She's done it a couple of times over. Been a few straight points for her. She's currently on 7. And unforced errors, of course, can be a bit of a bother. It's now back to Healing with Nanyang. Good serve. So Healing just making sure that she's got a few worthy points. The youngster from Nan Hua, Owen. Also a very, very capable young lady. She's 2 points behind Healing. She also loves to rely on strong drives. Just unable to get that angle right this time. Oh, beautifully done here by Hua. Almost got that backhand return, and that of course can be one of the most difficult shots to master, but once you've done it, it's an entirely different story. So just leading at the interval is our youngster from Nanyang. 11-7 is how it stands at the interval, with Healing in the lead. Remember, this is our very last event of the matchup between Nan Hua and Nanyang. Let me quickly run you through how the ladies got here. This is the National School Games Badminton West Zone B Division Girls Championship. It's the final event. I did remind you earlier that, and I'll do it again, that we've got Commonwealth Secondary and River Valley High battling it out for 3rd and 4th on a nearby court. And my very good friend and former colleague Mosh Meedup, very known to us as Mosh, is covering that game. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm getting a view of the final and sharing the action with you. Nanyang Girls High School, here's how they got to this finale. They defeated Nan Hua High School 5-0 in the quarterfinals. It's a second meeting this time around. They defeated Swiss Cottage Secondary School 5-0, defeated Hawaii Secondary School 5-0, and got the better of Commonwealth Secondary School in the semi-finals to get their final seat. Nan Hua, on the other hand, defeated Swiss Cottage School and Hawaii Secondary 5-0. They did lose to Nanyang Girls High School 5-0 in the quarters, but went on to defeat River Valley High School 3-2 to get to the finals. Nanyang haven't lost a single match in the quarterfinals or the prelims or the semi-finals. So it's been a very impressive run for them. That underhand lob, always important, so just the nerves getting, well, the better of one. She needs to calm herself to get back into the action. It's been a decent start for her. She's now on 10 points. She has been fighting back. This time it's Halwan who will get the better feeling and able to knock the backhand. You want to see a battle, and we've seen it probably almost every game of this matchup. I don't know whether it has anything to do with the first letter of the school's names, and that tumbling shot just working against Ealing. She knows it. She definitely knows that it's not what she wanted to achieve, and just had that slight problem trying to get the birdie over the net. So good action here. Once again, she isn't throwing the towel in. She's going in for every shot she can, Halwan. Lovely serve there. And she's pulled level. So this is important. This is really what you want in, well, the contest. And unfortunately, the birdie letting her down. We'll try to use the net to her advantage. It's the second time around that she's faltered on that area, so it is. Well, Ealing will be very eager to endoss her dominance. It's now on 19 points. She certainly has got herself into a very good frame of mind, and that's really showing exceptional work being done here by Ko Halwan. It's not about winning or losing the championship, it's about every match that matters, and that's great fighting spirit from the youngster as she claims the first game 21-17. Absolutely marvelous performance put on here by Ko Halwan against Nanyang's Ealing. And that's a great degree of professional skill play. So do stay with us as we get through to our, well, probably last or maybe second last game. Remember, it's a best of 3. So just to fill you in on a few more bits and bobs for Nan Hua, we've got Coach Yocho along. who's been with the school for about 10 years, worked with a lot of the young girls from the time they were in primary. So there's a great understanding between them and their coach. For Nanyang, it's the coach is Huang Zhang, who's an ex-national player. He has also been with the team for about 5 or 6 years, and Yiling of Nanyang is the vice captain. So do stay with us as we launch into probably the last or the second last game of the day. It's all happening right here at the River Valley High School, and we do hope you're enjoying this thrilling badminton matchup between Nan Hua High School and Nanyang Girls High School. So as we've launched into the second game, and it's with Ko Hao-won of Nan Hua leading 1-0. I must remind you of a very key aspect of this game, and this is what makes athletes really what they are. It's not about, your team winning the championship. It's about your contribution. Yes, it is a team sport, but your contribution, in this case, Ko Hao-won knows that Nan Hua have lost 4 of the events, but this one event, even if she wins it, what a matter of pride, not just for her, but to do it for pride for her school, and that's really the hallmark of a great athlete. Just a word from the umpire. Well, sometimes most players do get a word or a warning from the umpire regarding the grunts. Having said that, I do remember Monica Seles in tennis and Jimmy Connors. Connors is one of my favorites, but I was never a fan of grunting. And finally, you've got a reply coming in from Yiling. She's been under a bit of pressure in this part of the game too. Well, the humidity definitely getting in between the lads. That's the coaches. They've been treated as it goes, but it's really the athletes who have the problem or the issue. And now just a bit of stress stepping in here for Yiling as well. She knows how important this game is for her. She's got to win this game to stay in the contest. So really the ability to pull in as much as she can. It's been a worry for Yiling, but she's stepping back into it. She's holding the serve now, but it's 5 points to 7 for Ko Hao-won. Ko Hao-won has just got a lot quieter after that warning from the warning from the umpire. Just a shot of the technical team. Oh, that's so cool. And another one. Fabulous. So it certainly is Well, a joy for all us lads to get a chance to just view this athletic excellence between the two schools here today. And I have been impressed and I've been delighted. It's been worth every minute spent on this court. Just a high level of athleticism and healing, fighting back extremely well. She's now on 10 points. She's packed in a good bit of aggression, chosen her shots well. Was looking for that drop, but the tumbling net shot does not always favor you. It's turning out to be a battle of wits here. 10-0. Who will take the lead into the interval? Clear shot, always good enough to buy you time, and it is the Nanyang youngster who's earned that lead, even if it's just a single point as she gets into the interval. It's been well, a tough call, and it's turned out to be a very tough battle here at the end. In the singles, neither player willing to throw in the towel, neither player willing to give up the ability to win. Great sportsman spirit that you're looking at, and that's what you really require. So we're into the second game of the fifth and final event, which is the third singles event, and let's find out a bit more as we will resume play after the interval. It is Ealing, the vice captain of Nanyang, who's got the slight edge, just a single point to be precise, and for Nan Hua, it is Go who's really put in a fantastic effort, very spirited performance from her. Lovely drop from the Nanyang young lady. Just reflecting on a conversation with one of the table tennis team captains, and she was saying, you call us young girls and young ladies, and I said, well, the young lady tag always comes with a great degree of respect, because it's all about elegance, poise, maturity, and that's so important. So, fighting back for Nan Hua. It's Ko Ha-won. And Ealing of Nanyang leads 15 points to 11. So it's currently 16 points to Ealing, and she's fought back well. She's a determined young lady. Something just tells me that this could be a bit longer than we expected, and the reason for that is both the girls putting in really everything into this game. So currently it's Ealing who's on 18 points as she leads over Nan Hua's Ko Ha-won. What's exciting is the way that she's actually read the game. Did lose the first game, but she's come back into the second game a lot stronger. Having said that, you do have, well, a game point up ahead, and this could very well go to a best of 3. And there it is, game. So the second game won by Yiling, 21-11. The first game was won by Ko Ha-won, and that was Ko Ha-won won it 21-17. So it's even Stevens here as we get into the third and final decider. This certainly has been an event. We've had some very strong battles right through today. Well, Nanyang may lead. They won the championship and they won 4 events in the day. But here in the 5th event, it's turning out to be a battle, and it's really Ko Ha-won of Nan Hua who's just doing everything she can to win the battle and salvage a bit of pride for her school. So final game and the decider of who will win the singles battle. Serving, it's Yiling of Nanyang. Lovely placement, absolutely lovely placement by Yiling. That should lead 2 points to love. Ko Ha-won will have to just draw in a bit deep to come up with the replies here. And it's really, well, the umpire, I think, just costing her to tone down the runs a little bit. Well, she's done that well. It's 2-all, it's 3-1 now. Unfortunately, she was under the impression that, well, she got the serve and she has got it. She's waiting for that to fall out. So it's 3-all. Now 4-3 as Yiling will serve. Oh, that is a fantastic return. Absolutely delightful return from Ko Ha-won, and she's fighting back. Absolutely wonderful return. It's neck and neck for the girls here. Ha-won serves. Goes in for drop shot. And just putting it within the line of play. So now it's 5-4. So Yiling too has had, well, just a few worries here today, but she does know that she's playing against a player who possesses just similar skill like her. Oh, what a fabulous rally. What an exciting rally there. And Ko Ha-won just nailing it at the last minute. this is really some exciting, grueling, well, rallies and a contest that we're looking at the pretty much at the end of the day. We've had an exciting run right through, but now it's neck and neck, as I said, 6-all, and Ealing wins the serve. How much better does it get? Well, that's the big question. So 7-6. That was a good bit of power in that shot. Really tried to make the difference. So just getting ahead with the points now. It's Ealing of Nanyang. Go.gov.sg will just have to focus a little bit. Needs to get his shots right. So 11-6, the interval. Remember, when we get back, it's going to be the last bit when we resume the last bit of the game. And what an exciting battle this has turned out to be. So Go.gov.sg of Nan Hua winning the first game. Fantastic comeback by Ealing of Nanyang after that. And now Ealing, of course, leads at the interval. Interesting to see what transpires in the last bit of the game. Who will win it? Now, don't forget that Nanyang have already been crowned champions, but it's a matter of pride for Nan Hua if they can claim this. Here it is. 11-6 is what the game resumes at, and it is Ealing. She's really stretched herself as well into this one. It is a grueling test. So 13-6, that's what Ealing leads at. And will this be... well, a quick finish for her. It can always be a bit of a bother when you lose just a little bit of rhythm, but she'll be delighted to win serve back. She's on 7 points now, Go.gov.sg, as she serves to Ealing. So, Ealing on 15 points. Oh, that was a masterful shot. Needed to drive that as quick as possible, get into the right area for it, and she's done well. She's now on 8 points. Beautiful drop shot, and left wisely. So on to 16 points now. Stretching it as best as she can. It's Ko Ha-won. She's putting in her all year into this performance. E-Ling has actually got a comfortable lead. Will that be good enough to hold on? She's been tried and tested and taken to the wire too. Talk about a fine finish. She's now on 11 points. Make that 12, just slowly climbing back up. Ko Ha-won of Nan Hua will not give up. Just a couple of straight points for her. And while just losing her rhythm and her momentum a little bit, it's E-Ling. Going well right through the start, had a 7-point lead over her opponent. And talk about that, how many straight points has that been? Decent backhand return, but it's not going to earn her much, and the umpire said, oh well, that was within the line of play. So fabulous here for E-Ling, who's won service back, but it's so it's 17-16, and very impressive from both ladies. 17 all now. Oh, what a neck and neck battle this has turned out to be. Who will claim it? Your guess is as good as mine. E-Ling doing just enough to stay ahead. She's now on 19, and the Nan Hua youngster is on 16. So 19-16 is what the score is at. E-Ling serves. This is so crucial. And just about keeping herself in the contest. That unforced error from E-Ling will now grant it back to Ha-won. A nice little push there from Ha-won. It stepped up to 18 points. Talk about packing in a good bit of power, but it's gone in favor of Ha-won. Now even Stevens, who will claim it. Oh, this is a nail-biting finish. If you wanted one, you definitely got it here. That's some fantastic play from these youngsters. Oh, that's a fine finish. Absolutely fine finish. She's worked so hard to stay in this contest. Now at match point. But she's got a formidable opponent in E-Ling. And what a fine finish finally. So a matter of pride here for Nan Hua as she wins the game 21-19. Fantastic performance, and what a game. It started off with Ha-won winning 21-17. Then of course E-Ling winning 21-11. And the third game, such a closely fought battle, was claimed by Ko Ha-won 21-19. So Nan Hua win their first event of the day. Nanyang Girls High School have been crowned champions after winning the first 4 events. That's the first 2 singles and their doubles. Just to recap that for you, it was, well, Seeing who won the first game, the first match, 21-4, 21-4 against IGR of Nan Hua. Then of course, Yishen and Chloe Lim won their encounter 21-18, 19-21, 21-4, and that was against Anthea Kwek and Siwei of Nan Hua. Grace Thun defeated Tai Ai Min 21-8, 21-16 to win her singles encounter, and then for Nan Hua, it was again another win-win situation as Jasmine Chu and Wonsin got the better of Tikai Sin and Kope An 21-13, 21-13. And our final game ended in favor of Nan Hua with Hawun defeating Chua Yi Ling 21-17, 11-21, 21-19. So it is Nanyang Girls High School who have been crowned champions of this event, which, to remind you, is the National School Games Badminton West Zone B Division Girls Championship, and it's a Singapore School Sports Council initiative. So thank you so much for sharing the action with us. I'm Glenn Mascarenas from the River Valley High School saying goodbye for now, but we'll be back with more action tomorrow with more sports. Thank you for sharing the action with us, and as always, I'll leave you with just 2 bits. Well, try and stay home as much as you can and stay safe. And thank you once again for sharing the action with us.
Three, 4, 5. Okay ah.
Just continue right?
I think can end already. Nothing already. You
Yesterday we stream what? Interview.
no, that one prize presentation. Okay.
I don't remember the question.
I will.
Oh.